Hey guys, AJ here back with another one for you. So guys, I've said it 1,000 times, guys, do not date nurses, man. And guys, these nurses bully each other. They're stressed out. They work long hours. A lot of them are these strong and independent.
I am woman, hear me roar, in numbers too big to ignore.
Clown world, right? And guys, and they're all 304s, right? So they get their first job at the hospital, and then they're banging and clanging everyone in the hospital.
A pot smoking slut.
So guys, we're gonna go to the dumpster fire known as TikTok and look at some more reasons why you don't date nurses. But before we do that, guys, like, subscribe, drop a comment, because it really helps keep this channel going. You guys know what to do. Like, subscribe, playlist at the end, guys, and let's get into this.
Just a few reasons why I just believe that being a nurse and dating just do not go hand to hand.
Yo. Listen to this person's voice. Is this a... All right, Brittany Griner. Oh, man.
Before y'all go in the comments talking about I'm dating, convince yourself. You don't have to convince us in the comments, okay? If you dating, you don't have to let us know. This is for the people who aren't. Okay, so for number one, I'm just going to say that a lot of us work a lot of hours. And I want to be honest. A lot of us work a lot of hours to get nice things. And so it's either my nice things or it's you. And let me tell you something. The nice things don't get up and walk out at night. And the nice things cannot cheat on me. So, okay, so for number two, I'm just going to go ahead and say that the dating pool becomes so small. When you leave nursing school, you realize that a lot of stuff that you dealt with before, you are not going to deal with anymore. And so therefore, it becomes a very, very small pool of people that you can pick from because you're just not going to accept anybody. So, yeah, there is a very small dating pool. Okay, so for number three, I feel like nurses see everything, and I feel like that's the problem. I've one time had a resident who had 2 different wives who knew nothing about each other, and I just don't want to be that example. So, yeah. Okay, y'all.
Yeah, and that was probably Dr. Chad, who smashed whatever this thing was and left her alone. And guys, let's just think about this knucklehead's point. She said, I choose things over people. So not only will you never be number one in this knucklehead's single mom, but she'll choose her Birkin bag or Infinity over you. Right? Then she says college, especially college and her job, makes her not put up with stuff, which means, guys, once again, college and all these female-led fields and stuff turn women against men. And then she's saying that she sees some men who might be doctors doing things, but of course, by these knuckleheads' logic, what some men do, all men do. Right? And guys, her hashtags, hashtag nurse problems, hashtag nurse life, hashtag nursing advice, hashtag nurses of TikTok. Look at that. And of course, there's all these chicks in her comments here. That's right, girl. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. But you know what? Like I said, there's cats and cat food in your future clown world.
So one of the things that I find challenging about dating as a female nurse is that ideally I would like to date a man that makes more money than me. But as a registered nurse in California, I am the rich man.
Look at that, guys. Look at that. She's saying she is the rich man on a nurse's salary. Please. And in California? Come on.
Being the breadwinner isn't a deal breaker, but goddamn, I'm the breadwinner. The fuck? I don't want to be. So
There it is, guys. And I guarantee you what this chick makes is just barely living decent in California. Because California's expensive, right? And even these travel nurses that are making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, guys, in the Bay Area, that's nothing, right? Guys, the first comment says nurses are the apex 304s. It's got got 700 likes, dude. Every single comment's like, yo, that's totally true. And guys, this is another thing that these UFOs don't understand. Their jobs, they start out making more than most men at their age. There's no job that a young man can do graduating with a bachelor's where they can make as much as a nurse. Even engineers and stuff take time to build up and make a lot of money. IT guys, software guys, etc. Even lawyers at like 28 or 26 when they're out of law school don't make about as much as a starting nurse, right? So congratulations, you played yourself. And guys, her hashtags, you ready? Hashtag nurse, hashtag relatable, hashtag relatable nurse, hashtag nurse talk, hashtag night shift, hashtag post shift, hashtag bedside nurse, please.
You've been had, you've been took, you've been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok.
Imagine the bedside manner on this knucklehead right here, right? Okay, hashtag bedside, hashtag dating, hashtag situationship, hashtag LVN, hashtag CNA, hashtag BSN, hashtag nursing student, hashtag nurse life, hashtag dating advice. Look at that. Look at that. This lady says, honestly, being a nurse just raised my standards. Exactly. So guys, all of the issues that these 304s have, a lot of them are stressed out, masculine, rude, mean, stuck up, and then they're in a profession that automatically shrinks their dating pool. Oops. This guy, he calls himself Iron Man, says, cat lady in the making. Oh, man. Actually, guys, there's quite a few people, men and women in here, dogging this chick out, man. This guy says, yo, 120,000 living in Cali is like 50 grand on the East Coast. That's cap. Look at that. And this other person says, this girl says, literally the worst part of dating for me, so many brokies out here. Please. We know what, though? There's guys out there making half what this chick makes with a lot less stress, living a better life. Clown world. Now, guys, here's a person who's a nurse who's trying to say that even nurses shouldn't date nurses. Let's go.
Nurses and people in healthcare should not date other nurses and other people in healthcare.
There it
At
is.
my big age, I
Big
have
age?
realized that the healthiest relationships that I have been with people who were not in healthcare in any capacity. And it has nothing to do with these dumb generalizations that people make, like, oh, nurses are cheaters. They're cheating on you on their night shifts, so they work these crazy hours.
That's true. They are cheating on you. That's how those 304s are.
No. Some people literally just cannot leave work at work. Imagine having the worst shift of your life, coming home and then reliving that shift because you and your partner talk about work. So my partner is in tech, well, GovTech. And her hard days consist of people not showing up to meetings, sometimes covering people that are off work or out on maternity leave. But I'm curious because I've literally been thinking about this last night. Everyone that I know that is in a stable marriage or stable relationship and they're in healthcare, their partner does not work in nurses.
So, guys, we all heard it right there, right?
Let's be honest.
So we all know how this knucklehead's relationship is gonna go. So even this nurse says that you shouldn't date a nurse, that you shouldn't date anyone in healthcare, right? Look at that. Look at that, man. This first lady in the comments says, I dated a nurse. He worked nights and I worked days. One time, we didn't talk for 5 days straight. Look at that. Look at that. This person says, my boyfriend and I are both nurses, but we work in 2 different specialties. Someone says, I think you're wrong. We should date each other because as healthcare professionals, we understand each other. Look at that, man. Look at that. Guys, man, these nurses are cooked. absolutely cooked, and you would be a fool, an absolute fool to date these chicks. And they haven't even talked about the fact that they're so toxic, and they're sitting there, bullying each other, talking trash to each other, mistreating each other. You know what I'm saying? A lot of nurses are single moms. A lot of them have student loan debt and spend all their money on these trips and all this foolishness, right? Instead of paying off student loans. And then they get older and they want to cut their hours back and have you pay off their bills, guys.
Here I come to save the day.
Clown world, right? So guys, don't date them. Don't mess with them. Don't talk to them. Well, here, if you guys smash, don't let them know where you live. All right, you guys, this is AJ. I appreciate you guys. Like, subscribe, and I'm out of here, guys. Have a good one.